we keep saving, but because we didn't keep a proper structure in place for that money that we are saving to become saved money, we end up going back to use it. Hello, my name is Chichi and welcome to our channel where we talk about earning, saving and investing to help women become wealthy, impactful and living their best lives. On today's video, we'll be talking still on the topic of investment, but we'll be concentrating on savings today because we know that this channel is about earning, saving and investing, and it is to help women to become financially independent, making impacts and living their best lives. That's what we talk about on this channel, and what we aim to do is to help women to go out there and become all that God has made them to become. So on today's video we are talking about how we can save, effectively save, because a lot of us save money and go back and use them. A lot of us make resolutions. We say we're going to do this, or maybe next year. We keep saving and we keep saving, but because we didn't keep a proper structure in place for that money that we are saving to become saved money, we end up going back to use it. And sometimes we can actually justify the reason why that money is no more there, had been used for something else. And so from year to year we keep recycling the same thing over and over again, staying on the same spot, not making investments. And a lot of people have excuses as well. I couldn't do this, something came up, and what could I do? Somebody called, needed help, one family member, this and that, or I just couldn't help but dip in my hand into it and use it. So these are common excuses that we hear every day, but we have come up with a sure way for you to save and invest, and that is by you intentionally saving and putting a particular project or a particular thing, attach it to that saving. And another thing you can do, I'm just going to list the things and then we can go into talk about some of them in details. So another way is for you to map out a certain amount that you will be saving monthly, because we know for some people, one of the questions I got recently is that I don't have enough to go around my bills. How do you then talk about investing? What will I invest with when what I earn doesn't even go around my monthly expenses? So that becomes another excuse for some people. And I want to also mention here that there are some people that genuinely it is their situation, and I've made a video for those kind of people to enlighten us about earning extra income for a lot of things we can do. But for some people that it is just an excuse to not invest, today we are helping, or they are struggling in investing. They save is really their intention, but they can't just keep it. I want to help you today with some of these points. So you have to decide how much you're going to be saving, because if you save more than you should actually save as looking at your income, then you will run the risk of going back to take from that investment. So if you're supposed to save 20%, because when we talk about investment, I will use an example that has already been there, which is the 50, 30 and 20% form, the format or the structure already in place, that is 50% for all your expenses like your bills, your groceries and other things, and then 30% for your luxury, which are things like maybe emergency expenses and holidays and cinemas and all the rest of them, and then 20% for investment. So you can see that some people may end up just saving 30%, and when they realize that their money didn't go round, they will have to dip into the saved pot to take some money for what they need it for. But if you save the appropriate amount that you're supposed to be saving, it doesn't really matter how much it is, which is another thing that we have to consider. It doesn't matter, as long as you're saving consistently the particular amount that you have decided with your family that that is what is affordable to save, then you will be all right. Because whether it is just 5% or 2%, that's fine. Over time, you will find that you are actually making progress, especially today in this day and age where you don't have to save up a huge amount of money before you can start investing. A lot of apps, you can start with $10. A lot of even real estate, you can start with a little amount of money and keep stacking on top of it, building on top of it until you become wealthy. So that is no more an excuse. But let's concentrate on how you can save. So you can choose to go 50, 30, and 20 formula. You can also choose other means. Like for me, for instance, what I do is I make sure that it doesn't matter how little the amount is. It can go a little up, but I already have a margin that I have to save every month, come rain, come sunshine. As long as someone is not in the hospital dying for some countries that you have to pay hospital bills, as long as someone is not fighting for their lives and needing your help, I will still save that amount. And sometimes I can go a little over. But that is my own strategy to make sure that a time doesn't come when I am not saving, because I've gone so many years and ending up not investing anything, even though I work and make money. So you can adopt that method today. As soon as your money comes in, you deduct your savings. Remember that it's another formula that works, which you can also practice, paying yourself first before paying any other thing. Once you get your wages, your money, your earnings, or whatever you get as profit from your business, pay yourself first, because you're somebody, you know. Pay yourself first. You did the job. You deserve to be paid. You remove your own, and then from there you can keep a certain amount as your savings so that you can invest in the future. So that is what I practice, and a lot of you can also do the same, and it works for me, and I know that it can work for some of you. And for some that it doesn't work for, depending on your situations or circumstances, there are a whole lot of things you can do. It all boils down to your self-control and discipline. If you say, I'm not going to touch it, no matter what happens, except there is a matter of life and death, don't touch it. Because as the years pass, you don't regain them. Time is something that you don't gain back. Once it's gone, it's gone. So you don't want to get to your time of retirement, or the time when you are no more able or have so much energy to go out and earn so much, and then you are left with nothing to fall back on. So because it is something that is happening with a lot of people. And remember, we are talking mostly to women who just sit and think that everything will be all right. A lot of times, or let me say sometimes, things don't always work out as we want it. And that is why we should always have a plan in place that will help us to have things we can fall back on, just in case something that we didn't plan for happens in the future. And I mean financially. So you can start today to save. It's better late than none. Don't say, oh, I'm old, I should have done it when I was young. It doesn't matter. You can start today, as long as you're consistent, saving a particular amount, paying yourself first before spending the money, cutting down on your expenses, and running away from debt. Anything you can afford when you are on the journey of saving and investing, whatever you cannot afford, don't buy it. don't take it. You can't afford it, then you don't have it. That's another formula also that works very well. So you start cutting your coat according to your size, as they say, and living within your means. Never ever live above your means. If you have £1,000 or $1,000, whatever it is, spend within that limit. But remember to make sure that you pay yourself first and save some to invest in the future out of that you have to spend. I think that is where we'll be drawing the curtain on today's video. But if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please do subscribe and share. Click the share button, click the like button if you like the content, and don't forget to leave your comments at the comment section, because they really do help us to know the kind of topics that you would like us to be discussing on this channel, to the things that you really want urgently for us to talk about. So please do leave your comments and it will be really helpful. And on that, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.